You know, LDWMAC, WMA Universe. Now, why is it when I was rooting for Grasso to win fights, I had a lot of people, yeah, coach, man, great video. But now that I want my favorite fighter, Valentina, to win this fight, oh, man, you just hating on Grasso, man. No, I'm not hating. I want Valentina to win. Like, what don't you understand about that? I want Valentina to win. I'm a fan of Grasso, but Valentina Shevchenko is my favorite female WMMA fighter. Okay? It was Marion Renaud, but Marion Renaud retired. So technically now, my favorite WMMA fighter is Valentina Shevchenko. And guess what? Okay? Yes, I believe Valentina won fight number 2, but the records show that she didn't win it. But I believe Valentina did enough to win fight 2. Okay? But let's talk about this Shevchenko and Grasso 3. Let's talk about this, okay? People are wondering why the fight is so far away. Like, the fight's not until September. Well, to be honest, Valentina and Alexa, they were in pretty bad shape after fight number 2. Like, Alexa took a lot of damage, an extensive amount of damage, okay? And, when fights, because, in the UFC, they try to get these rematches going in like in a 2 to 3 month period. They try to. But when the rematch, and then in this case, the trilogy, is so far out, they're nursing injuries. Grasso was actually hurt. Valentina was injured, okay? And I think Grasso was out for damn near like 8 months. Like 6 of those months, she couldn't have any contact. Like, it was pretty bad. Valentina, re-injured things that was already, injured on her. So, she was out of commission. Like, they were both out of commission. So, this fight 3, this is it. It ain't going to be another fight between them. Okay? There are no more fights. The only thing is, though, here's what I do believe. If Valentina so happens to win, if Valentina wins, and when she wins the trilogy, okay, the third fight, in my mind, I do believe that Grasso deserves a title shot because she's given Valentina 3 different opportunities to fight for the belt. So I do believe that Grasso should be granted a rematch. Now y'all wondering, well, these fights are going to be tied up in Valentina and Grasso. That's because these two, they make a great fight. They make a really good fight. And Valentina, she's leaving her prime, folks, and it's just what it is. So this is it for Valentina. If Valentina don't take the belt this time, there's not going to be a 4th fight unless, if Valentina wins, there will more than likely be a 4th fight, okay? And I will advocate for Grasso to get that 4th fight. I mean, I'll do it. And I hope the rest of the WMMA universe does the exact same thing. But if Valentina don't pull it off this time, there's not going to be a 4th fight, okay? Just like when she fought Nunes those 2 times and she didn't come off with a win. She got close in the 2nd fight, but there was never a 3rd fight between Valentina Shevchenko and Amanda Nunes. Okay, so Valentina has had the opportunity, but there's some things that Valentina she just cannot do in this next fight. Okay, number 1, she can't get overconfident because Grasso, although it seems like Grasso is very basic, however, when I say basic, I mean she's gonna stand with you. But don't think that just because Alexa Grasso would prefer to stand and bang with you, that don't mean she can't operate on the ground, because we've already seen that. And she actually got a submission, a rear naked choke on Valentina. So you cannot underestimate what you think Grasso can't do well. Okay, I'll put it like that. Like, you can't underestimate what you think she don't do well, because you know what? I mean, Alexa Grasso has proven that she can do a lot of different things well. Okay? Me personally, anymore, I used to believe that Grasso was very one-dimensional. I don't think she is anymore. Okay? I do believe, though, if she got back in there with the likes of Tatiana Suarez, I think that fight would go down the same way. Okay? She would get ragdolled again by Suarez, because Suarez is just a great wrestler, and it's how the styles match up. But I don't think Valentina should not overlook Grasso's skill set. Don't overlook her. Okay, like she's not like this lame, weak fighter. Like Grasso can fight, but I've always thought that she can fight. I've always believed that. I just thought that early in her career, she was one-dimensional. But, Grasso has shown that she can hold her own on the ground. She can do it. Okay? So she's not to be overlooked in that aspect of the fight. But Valentina, not only don't overlook Grasso's weaknesses, okay? But let's stop engaging in that head and arm throw, that judo hip toss. Like, we got to stop doing it. Okay? It's ineffective and it's not working. And when you got like really, really quick people like Grasso, they're going to be able to scramble very, very quickly. And so you're going to misfire that head and arm throw, and it's always going to be a misfire, and it's always going to end in disaster when you're dealing with people like Alexa Grasso. And you got to notice that these people, that they're not flat-footed. Okay, these people that can move real well in the octagon, these people, they're going to be very immune to that head and arm throw. It's just not going to work. And it's not going to work on Grasso. It didn't work on Tyler Santos. Like, Valentina has got to abandon that move. Okay, and moreover, when she does that move, if the person is quick enough and if they can scramble and get out of there, okay, if they can scramble and get out of there, then, the person can have your back. The person can actually take your back. Okay, so it's like, it's just not a safe move. Like, stop doing that. I know it feels like you can flip Grasso over because Grasso don't seem as strong. But clearly Grasso knows how to defend against that. The second thing, stop doing the spinning back kick without setting it up with a jab. Stop doing it. Don't do that spinning back kick ill-advised because she's already prepared for that. She practiced that move, and from what I heard, from what Grasso said and her team, they practiced that spinning back kick move over 1,000 times. Like, literally, when Valentina throws a spinning back kick, you got to go for the takedown. You got to get in. Like, they practiced that damn move. Okay? Don't throw any dry spinning back kicks. Don't do it because Grasso is going to jump all over that. She's going to jump it. Okay? At least don't do that without a jab. Okay? Instead of a spinning back kick, why not walk Grasso into a damn spinning back fist? Because you can walk her into that. But that spinning back kick to the solar plexus, she's already ready for that. Okay, you got to try something different. And this being y'all third fight, she's definitely prepared for any of those little tricks. She's prepared. Valentina, to me, was operating much more better when she fought behind that jab and just set up her hands. Okay, this one of these fights where Valentina needs to be a proponent of using her hands. Just letting her hands go. Because Grasso is going to engage in that kind of fight. And Valentina, to me, is a much better counter striker. She's a much better counter strike, much better counter puncher than Grasso. And Grasso in that first fight couldn't deal with those counters. She couldn't deal with that counter right hand. She couldn't deal with it. She couldn't deal with the counter left hand. Okay? Grasso had issues dealing with the counter, and she also had issues with Valentina's jab. So, I mean, we've got to stop, though, doing the obvious things that Grasso is going to be fast enough. And Grasso is very, very fast on her feet. Okay? Another thing that Valentina cannot do in this fight is she can't stand in one part of the octagon and wait for Grasso to come close. Because you know what Grasso's going to do? She's going to just stick and move. She's going to stick and move, and she's fast enough to do that. Like, Valentina is going to have to be mobile in that octagon. Okay, I know that technique, it does work, where you let the person come to you and then you counter off of that person. No. Okay, Valentina is going to have to be very mobile. Get up on the balls of her feet, okay? Like, really, really be mobile and start making Grasso fall into some traps. Okay? Make Grasso fall into some traps. I mean, hell, even hit her with a jab, and then you go in and you shoot for a takedown. Like, do her like that for a change. I mean, it is what it is. But me personally, I just don't believe that we should be sitting here, trying to follow that strategy, because that strategy isn't going to work with somebody as fast as Grasso. She's very quick. She knows how to stick and move. She can box. And when you just stand still and you wait for a person that can box, the boxer is going to win that exchange. Because Grasso can stick and move for 5 rounds. Shit, she can do it for 10 rounds. Okay? Stop doing that. Now, y'all want me to talk about what Grasso need to do? Hell no. Why would I do that? Why would I talk about what Grasso need to do when I want Valentina to win? We team Valentina over here. We team Shevchenko over here. So nah, doing no breakdown. But I tell you this though, I'll say one thing. Grasso, she got to be careful with these. She got to be careful with the counters. Because a lot of times she'll throw, and sometimes Grasso isn't very defensively responsible. Like her defense, her protecting her head. It's not that great sometimes. And Grasso always getting hit upside her damn head. And it's like, you would think, with the great footwork that she have, and the movement, the misdirection she know, like a lot of stuff, you would think that, she would protect her head a little better than what she do, but she don't. Okay? Like Grasso gets hit a lot. And if you notice, every time she fight, the same side of her face always swell up. Because you can hit it. Like, you can hit that side of her face. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the other stuff, but I'll tell you this. Like it or don't like it, okay? Grasso in for a tough fight. Like, I think this version of Valentina either going to come in one or two ways. She going to come in hungry and aggressive, because you got to take the fight from the champ. Okay, you cannot have any close rounds and say we can estimate, I think Valentina won that round, it was close. You can't have no close rounds, because all close rounds, it's going to go to the champ. Like, literally, you got to control the round. You got to dominate and dictate the pace of the round, because when you don't, if you allow these very close rounds, it could be swing rounds, it won't matter. They're still going to give Alexa Grasso, they're going to give her the win. You're going to give her the win. Valentina, you got to go in there and you got to be aggressive. Like, you got to look to finish this girl. You got to be aggressive. Like, you can't sit back and wait for Grasso to react. No, you've got to use your 30 plus years of martial arts experience, okay? You got to use that knowledge, and you've got to bring the beast and the fire out of you, but you got to strike first and you got to strike often. Okay, that's just what it is. You're not going to be able to pot shot Alexa Grasso. It's just not going to happen. You got to be first and you got to be often. Okay, that's what it's got to be. See, somebody like Grasso, she'll stand and trade with you. She'll do it. Okay, and she's not afraid to do that. I think Valentina, to me, has the faster hands. I think Grasso got faster footwork. Okay, but Grasso has shown in the past that she'll stand there and trade with you. I mean, she Mexican. Okay, and a Mexican, they ain't gonna care. Okay, when a Mexican fighter, they can be the most skillful people in the world. But if you show them that you want to stand and just trade, they'll do it. And I've seen Grasso stand and trade with people, okay? And it's not beneath her. She'll do it, and Grasso gets a kick out of that. See, if Valentina can exploit that, okay, and use her superior, I think Valentina got better defense, to me, on the feet. She got better defense. Valentina needs to use her superior defense, okay, and utilize that to her advantage. See, in the first couple of fights, she didn't use her defensive prowess to her advantage. In this fight, she's going to have to do it. Combine defense with, successive offense, and Valentina will be victorious. She'll be victorious. Okay? I like how Valentina does a version of the pull counter. I like how she does it. And she's very good at that, too. She's very good at waiting for an opponent, and then she'll shift her head maybe about a centimeter off center line. She'll shift it, and then she'll follow back up with a lead counter. Okay, Valentina is very good at that, and that counter has been shown to stop opponents dead in their tracks because they can't see it coming. And that's what Valentina has up her sleeve. She's got that up her sleeve. Like, she can actually run that counter and, catch Grasso multiple times. Okay, it is what it is. It's effective and it'll work. You guys tell me what y'all thinking is. This fight already, man, they're showing a lot of respect to each other. But as the fight begins to near, you know that these two, they're going to get a little bit more aggressive. Okay? And you can tell when they faced off for the first time, it's like both of them, somebody wanted to throw a punch. They both look like, yeah, okay, what you going to do? Like, they both were ready to bang right then and there. Okay, it's just what it is. But, I'm going to be patient. September 2024. That's when we'll see this fight, y'all.